like if you found the video valuable. The call came in at 2:17 a.m. Detective Mara Lane was asleep on her couch when dispatch patched it through. A male voice. Calm, cold. There's going to be a murder. Apartment 9B, Brookline Towers. Check the kitchen. Then the line went dead. Mara arrived 12 minutes later. Apartment 9B belonged to Rachel Dornay, a 31-year-old copywriter. She opened the door in pajamas, confused and annoyed. No one's dead here, she said. I live alone. Mara asked to look around anyway. The kitchen was spotless. No blood, no body, just a pot of tea cooling on the counter. Was your phone line in use earlier? Mara asked. Rachel shook her head. I haven't touched it all night. Mara left, puzzled. The next morning, she got the call. Rachel Dornay was found dead in her apartment. In the kitchen, single stab wound to the neck. Time of death? Roughly 3:10 a.m. Less than an hour after the mysterious caller warned her. The case exploded. Mara reviewed the call logs. The call to the station came from a burner phone, purchased 2 days earlier from a gas station in Midtown. No prints, no cameras. She revisited the apartment. Rachel's tea had been poured. 2 cups. There'd been someone else there. No forced entry, which meant the killer was invited in. She dug into Rachel's digital life. Emails, messages, notes. One name came up again and again. Adrian Blythe, an ex-boyfriend. A messy breakup 6 months prior. When brought in for questioning, Adrian looked nervous but calm. I didn't even know she was dead, he said. We hadn't talked in weeks. Mara leaned in. Know anything about a phone call made at 2:17 a.m. last night? No. Why would I? You tell me. He shook his head. I was working a night shift. Security desk at the Northbridge Hospital. Ask anyone. They did. The alibi checked out. Still, Mara couldn't shake the feeling something was off. The murder was clean. 1 stab, no struggle, no sign of theft. It was intimate, like the killer had stood very close. Had time. Wasn't afraid of being seen. Then, 3 nights later, another call. Same voice, same tone. There's going to be a murder. 17 Tallow Lane. Garage. Mara was already in her car when the dispatcher finished repeating it. At 17 Tallow Lane, she found Greg Halver, a retired math teacher. Dead, slumped against his workbench, wrench in hand, head caved in. Estimated time of death? Roughly 20 minutes before the call was placed. Too late to stop it. But the caller had known. Again, she replayed both calls over and over. Same cadence, same coldness. It wasn't a confession. It was a game. The press called him the prophet. 2 murders in 3 days. No connections between the victims. No fingerprints, no DNA. Only the calls. The third call came 5 nights later. Room 112, Highway Motel, closet. This time, Mara brought backup. They arrived in 12 minutes. The door was ajar. Inside, they found a woman bound and gagged inside the closet. Alive, terrified, she said a man in a maintenance uniform had forced his way in, tied her up, and taken her phone. She didn't see his face. Mara stayed behind after the others cleared. There was something strange on the nightstand. A receipt, from Lisa's cafe, dated that same morning. Name on the bill? Adrian Blythe. She checked with the cafe. Adrian had been there, ordered breakfast, paid in cash. Then she remembered his alibi. Security guard, night shifts. But the cafe receipt was timestamped 10:12 a.m., which meant he'd lied. They brought him back in. Adrian folded fast. He admitted to knowing about Rachel's death after the fact, but not committing it. He had one job. Make the calls. Drop the phone. Get paid. By who? He didn't know. They contacted him through anonymous messages. Cash left in lockers. Instructions on when to call, what to say. He thought it was a prank. Or an art project. Mara didn't buy it. Why you? She asked. Adrian shrugged. They said they picked me because I sounded reliable. With Adrian in custody, Mara hoped the calls would stop. They didn't. Next night, 2:17 a.m. If you want to stop the next one, look in your own building. 3rd floor. The window across from yours. Mara froze. She lived on the 3rd floor. She ran to the window. Across the courtyard, a single window glowed faintly. Curtains open. Someone stood there, still as a statue, watching her. Then the light blinked off. By the time she reached the apartment, it was empty. Rented, but vacant. In the sink, a coffee mug, still warm. She called in the prince. They came back within the hour. Greg Halver. The second victim, dead for days. Someone was planting clues, layering the mystery. Mara sat alone in her apartment that night, staring into the dark window. The next call didn't come, but a voicemail did, from her personal number. No caller ID, just the voice. "Careful, Detective Lane. You're starting to play my part." She leaned back in her chair, suddenly cold. The prophet wasn't just predicting crimes. He was directing them, and she was already in Act 2.